Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to GPS. If you're wondering about why we're late, it's because Tom Grossi manages the clock like Matt Eberflus, maybe even more poorly.
What? So I was telling the chat last night, you take this hand, right? And you take this hand and tell me when. Tell me. Oh, so it's a hunt. Yeah. Okay. So wow. All right. So you're going.
Caleb's got it under control.
Okay. I'm sure he's.
Hey, you tricked me. You tricked me, you bastard. Tom was rubbing his chest too.
I would ever. Oh, yeah. Baby. We here.
We steer.
You're in the right direction. Welcome to another edition of the Grossi Perna Show. I'm Tom Grossi. That's Brandon Perna. And this is GPS. And yes, it is Black Friday, the day after Thanksgiving. We are still here. Craziness has ensued. Brandon, I'm not going to lie. You sound the best that you have sounded in days, my friend. You sound pretty good. You feel good?
I feel 83%.
Oh,
83. Just waiting for the last bit of this cough to leave my body. But I slept really good last night.
Hell yeah.
So did Carmi. So everybody in this house is doing all right today.
Sure. All right. Well, how was, we got to ask, how was, I know you're doing it later, but how was the day yesterday? It was good?
Yeah. After that game, we got the best football game out of the way in the morning.
Packers game was pretty great if you're a Packers fan.
Had some chicken parm for Thanksgiving. Jess made it was fabulous. And then I didn't watch the second half of your Packers Dolphins game.
Okay.
I was like, you know what? Dolphins are not coming back. They're getting their asses kicked. And if something crazy happens, I'll just ask Tom about it tomorrow.
It's fair.
We had to do bedtime, and Carmi and I fell asleep yesterday. And if she takes even like a 5-minute nap, it messes up her bedtime schedule because she just has like 5 minutes now recharges. That's like a 30-minute extra amount of energy for her at night. So I'm glad I gave up on watching the game because it took like an hour and a half to get her to sleep last night. But I didn't watch it. And your Packers look good. They just look good. It's unfortunate that damn Dolphins can't win in cold weather.
I'm okay with it.
I hate that stupid narrative. And the fact that Tua said we were going to change it and they didn't. Oh,
well, to be fair. So I think this is also what I want to talk about too. Like, that wasn't Tua's fault. The guy threw for 330 yards, got sacked 5 times. They had no one game.
It's his fault.
Yeah, I mean, like, so that's, I think, the frustrating thing for Dolphins fans, because coming in today, like, narratives weren't changed, but it wasn't because Tua couldn't play in the cold, right? So I think it's just a litany of things. I think, one, the Packers played pretty damn well, but two, I mean, like, Love had a great game. And then I think, with not a balanced offense whatsoever, it's going to leave them. The defense couldn't stop the Packers for a good chunk, especially in the first half. And Atomic, happy freaking fracking birthday.
Happy birthday.
Go, baby.
Yeah, I thought the Packers defensive line really controlled the game.
They did.
In the first half.
Yep.
Dolphins couldn't block for shit. Who's Kingsley? Who's this Kingsley dude?
Oh, Kingsley Amari was great.
He was wrecking Tua. And the Dolphins' run game is so weird. It's like it was like either an 8-yard run from Devin Achane or a 6-yard loss. Those are your 2 run options in Miami.
Yep.
Nice gain, huge loss. And I think that the line was struggling both in pass protection and run blocking, at least in that first half. And then Miami couldn't get anything to break. And the Packers were breaking tackles. Like, Reed was making plays. Even like there's this little play where Tucker Kraft on the sideline just shook a dude. And it was like 4 or 5 extra yards.
Yep.
Like, they can't tackle in the cold either.
Nope. Dude, it was fast forward to the Packers game. I might go And the Broncos defense is good, but I feel like Chubb's been getting like, those 1 or 2 yard TDs. So I feel like he's been good for that, one game. But
yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, I'm super stoked. I mean, the pass rush has not been great for the Packers all season, and then things started getting a little bit better these past couple weeks. And you mentioned Kings and Itabari. He was great. Rashawn Gary was great. LVN should have been 2 sacks. One got called back because it was offsides. But, it looks like that defensive line is starting to come together. And we also still didn't have Edgerrin Cooper, who's been great in the middle. He was out. Jair Alexander was still out. And they were able to contain basically that entire offense. So I think it is a really good sign heading in. And on the offensive side of the ball, Josh Jacobs was fantastic, whether it was on the ground. He had a touchdown. He only had like 43 yards, but then was also effective in the passing game. He had 74 receiving yards. Kraft was great as always. And then Jaden Reed had 2 freaking touchdowns because people were asking like, who do you start, Watson or Reed? And I was like, I'm going to go Reed. Just one. That's who I started. I'm going to go Reed just because when Dobbs is out, Reed usually takes advantage of that because he's such a dynamic player. And you saw that last night. So I'm super happy. It never really got close. Like it was always like a 2-score game, but the Packers kind of kept the distance. They what they need to do.
No, it was never close.
Be happier.
The Packers just dominated that game.
Yep.
The Dolphins scored a little bit in the second half, but it was never.
There was a Tyreek, like it got tipped and then he just happened to be there in the end zone and it fell into his hands. Like that's how Tyreek got a touchdown. And then it was just kind of like garbage stuff at the end. But yeah, they kicked an onside kick and didn't get it. So I think the Packers, the big test is going to be next Thursday. Next Thursday, we're going to see
Packers.
Yep. And
the Lions might just rest their starters that game.
They dealing with injuries left and right, man. And I mean, it's again like you and I watched that game yesterday, and it's what I've been saying about the Lions. They're playing like the best team in football right now. I think there's not really much denying that, but they are a beatable team. Like you look at yesterday and you look at the Chicago Bears, who I know it's very funny to laugh at the Bears, and don't worry, I'm getting in on that as well. But looking at how they've played these last 3 weeks and just heartbreaker after heartbreaker after heartbreaker, but all against division rivals in which they're coming in within 3 points of winning like all these games, or at least tying these games. And I think it speaks to one, the Bears are better than their record indicates. But I think a litany of issues like an offensive line that has allowed Caleb Williams to be sacked the most in the NFL. And he does hold on to the ball too long.
Yeah, that's half and half.
Yep. Having a rookie quarterback, not having the right head coach, right? Yep. And the defense has actually not looked that great these past couple. The red zone defense is still pretty good, but the defense has been fluctuating a little bit. So I think it's a mixture of a ton of things just not working. The play calling's not great. And you see these flashes from Caleb Williams, but yesterday is a debacle. And I know that, again, we're all laughing at the Bears, but legitimately, not being just a Packers fan, that was one of the worst clock managed games I've ever, that is one of the worst endings I have ever seen for a professional football team.
Yeah.
Like that's something I would watch in like high school football where you have, I know that sounds really harsh, but like 30 seconds left and neither the head coach or your quarterback is calling a timeout, and both of them can share some responsibility there. But at the end of the day, that has to fall on Eberflus, who has been there to be like, hey, got to call timeout.
It is the worst that you'll see. I think Jimmy Johnson was like, I have never seen that happen after the game. He's like, that I would never see that happen. And he's like, I think some point there, I don't know, when you're hitting 18 seconds, if you're a head coach, if you're Eberflus, you're like, oh shit, we're at 18 seconds. If this gets down to 13, I'm calling the timeout.
Yeah.
That way we got 7 or 8 seconds to get off a play.
Sure.
Get out of bounds. If it's not there, throw it away, Caleb, and then we'll run on and kick the field goal. That did not happen.
No.
And then the best part of this is the news afterwards, the press conferences, the nuggets coming out there. It's just gotten worse and worse and worse for the Bears. I don't think Eberflus or Caleb Williams truly realized how badly they fucked up at the end there. Like, my first impression was like, they didn't even get how terrible their mistake was.
Eberflus in the press conference was like, I like what we did there. Like, I like what we called there. And I'm like,
what are you talking about, you fucking idiot?
He had a press conference this morning, and a lot of people thought he was going to get fired. And he's like, we looked at it, calling a timeout was an option. And I'm like, I am not going to be gaslit by the head coach of the Chicago Bears to thinking that was anything but a god-awful blunder, because that's
you liked what you did there?
Yes, he did, Beast. Yes, he did. Like, they like what they had called. They like what they had called. Well, no.
Sure, you might like the plays you had called, but you got to hate everything about that. And you got to be like, I fucked up. I should have called the timeout. I let my rookie quarterback down in that situation. I let the team down. Like, I kind of like what we did there. That's a guy who knows he's gone. He's just waiting his time.
But even that, the play that was called was a deep shot to the right side when you needed to get 5 effing yards to attempt a field goal to tie the game.
Here's the other part of that.
You liked it.
Caleb said he adjusted the play at the line there to take that shot to Rome. So you've got Eberflus not knowing what to do. You've got Caleb letting way too much time get off the clock, letting everybody get set or whatever. And then you have Caleb saying that he adjusted the play because they were running out of time. Now, maybe that's correct. Like, oh God, we have 4 seconds. Like, I need to throw it to Rome. I think Rome's going to beat the safety, which he doesn't really. And Caleb doesn't put it in a catchable area for him. So it was just like every single thing about it. And I know Caleb's a rookie. I do. I get that.
Yeah.
But Bo Nix would never. Bo Nix would never, Tom. And
Sean Payton would never.
Yeah. Even when Nix was playing poorly the first 3 games of the season, the one thing I said is like 2-minute drill, this guy's got it, because the Broncos were the best the final 2 minutes of the half and towards the end of the game. And that's just like, that comes from playing a lot of football, which Bo Nix obviously did. This is his 30th year of playing NFL or playing football at a near professional level, just his first in the NFL. But yeah, it's everything about it. And then I tweeted, because we were streaming the game, but Jim Nantz calling that, and I listened to him, and Tony's talking Romo stuff. He's like, this is what they got to do. Oh God. Yeah. And right as the ball's being snapped, Jim Nantz is like, this is disaster in the making. I'm like, oh, it's just a perfect call. Because it was.
Because it's like you and I just screaming at, like, just snap the ball.
Yeah.
Like, it's embarrassing, because it's not even, like, there's so many things that could have made that not more acceptable, but like if they were on their own 20, right? You're like, okay, that was going to be tough for them to get. They're on the Lions side of the field.
Yeah.
They need 5 to 10 yards. Santos go out there and have at least a game-tying attempt.
Yeah.
It is a failure on every level, both, again, and Caleb bears some of that responsibility because it took so long to set the play up. But again, that falls down to coaching. What are you paying Eberflus for? Like, what is his job?
Not managing a game.
If to be in situations like that where he goes, timeout. And again, like, even like, again, if we want to play this through, they had like around 30 seconds.
I think it was 32 is the
even better.
Exact.
32. So you have a couple options there. It's 3rd down, so you can call a timeout there, and let's just say you have about 30 seconds to go, right? Run another play, whether it's a short pass to the sideline. You could even run the ball if you wanted to, and you get your field goal unit out there real quick if you're able to do that transition quickly. Nothing. You could have ran another play and then call a timeout.
You could have taken a dump. You could have pulled your pants down, taken a dump, wiped thoroughly, and still had time if you used that timeout.
Because it was such a waste that even if Caleb, if they had another second, they didn't even move the ball. It was just bad.
It's just a coach not being aware of the situation, not being aware of what his quarterback and his offense is doing to cost the team a chance to win. I mean,
Josh, happy birthday.
At that point, if I'm like Keenan Allen or DJ Moore, I call the timeout. I'd be like, shh, I'll take the heat. We got to get this kickoff. Like, somebody got to step up in that situation.
Yeah,
but
it's bad.
It was fun. It was baffling. That's why it's like it's hard to describe because you don't see failure at that level with that many people watching too, and everybody knowing what to do.
Correct.
You know? It's not a unique situation.
And again, like, they're human beings. They're going to make mistakes, but that's why you have a head coach. Yeah. That's why you have somebody going.
Well, yeah, and that's, to be fair, a hard thing to evaluate when you're hiring a head coach. Like, what's your end of game management skills? You can tell the guy all the right things, but when you're in that moment and you got to make those decisions, and if you're a head coach and you're like, you know what? I'm thinking about so many things at the end of the game. I want somebody else in my ear just as a safety. Like, give me a guy up in the booth to be like, hey, call that timeout. Call that timeout. Like,
you got headsets on.
You got to know your weaknesses. And I get not maybe understanding. I mean, I don't. I would have called the timeout. But Yeah.
No, well, you know what? That's the thing, Grant. So I'm so glad that you just donated that because that was what I was going to bring up because someone was asking yesterday, is it worse? And I thought they meant the Zeke center thing, but it was when they were playing the 49ers and Dak ran and like wound up sliding and like not getting out of bounds. No, this is worse.
Yeah.
Because at least Dak is trying to make a play and thought that they could just get enough. And he was wrong. He misjudged it. It is what it is. But they got a good amount of yards to potentially go for that last play. But here, it's such a waste.
Yeah.
You're going home. You had another down to go, and you have a timeout in your pocket that is now useless.
Yeah.
So this is a million times worse because at least for Dak, it didn't work out, but you're trying to make a play. Here, they literally wasted half a minute.
Yeah.
And it's just rough. Oh, yeah, Violet. Oh, yeah. Are you into the voice changer again?
No.
Okay. All right.
Now, remember, Tom?
Here's
my gaming headphones by Turtle Beach, Tom.
They came back for you.
They love me.
For you.
They're on the fence about you.
That's fair.
But they do love me.
Oh, hold on. There you go.
Check it out. Look, Turtle Beach is back.
We could turn Brandon into a gamer. I think we can do it.
Oh, dude, I play a little Halo.
What about Pokemon Red?
Don't even know what that is.
With those new gaming headsets, Brandon, I think a good clickbait punishment would be maybe to play some Pokemon games.
No. Dude, I texted my boys the other night. So when I first started getting sick, I was like resting at night. Started playing some Halo.
Yeah.
At a 21 kill match.
Okay.
21 kill, less than 10 deaths. Texted the boys, I still got it. Now, the next game, maybe my kill to death ratio was
KD was not so good.
9 kills, 20 deaths. But that game,
that one game.
Do I credit Turtle Beach in the Stealth 700 headset, Tom? No, I'm that. I got that dog in me. But these allowed me to hear everything. Front, back. I hear it all. Okay. And you got to use our code GPS right now for Black Friday through Cyber Monday. It's the biggest sale of the year at Turtle Beach. Is Turtle Beach one of the places you can race in Mario Kart too? Sounds like a Mario Kart race.
It does sound like that. Yeah.
TurtleBeach.com. Tell them we sent you. If you buy it, then write Turtle Beach a letter and say GPS is the reason.
That's a lot of work.
GPS, 'tis the season.
Handwritten letter too.
You know what? And I actually downloaded one of the Evil Dead games.
Oh, okay.
Being able to hear Bruce Campbell one-liners with my Turtle Beach headphones, Tom.
Made you happy?
Yeah. Dude, a whispering Bruce Campbell in your ear, nothing sexier than that.
It's true.
Nothing.
There's nothing sexier than in there too.
80 hours of battery life in the Stealth 700. Crossplay dual wireless transmitter system. Don't know what that means, but it's pretty good. Not just amazing headsets. They have every gaming accessory you could ever need.
Any gaming accessory?
Everyone. That's what it says.
They have a gaming bidet?
Yeah. Ooh. Dude.
So like when you poop and you hit it and it's like psh, double kill. That'd be pretty good. Pretty good.
These headphones are nice.
There you go. Oh, Brandon, I did say I'd get on. I did promise Brandon. I did promise.
Get him.
Hey.
Oh, what's that? Was that her second one?
Okay, so can I hold on?
Did we double up? Did we double up?
This is a story that I have told multiple times. So years ago, because you have been sponsored by Manscaped for a very long time.
They're my longest sponsor.
Yeah.
They have fucked
longest
with me
relationship?
for so long. What's that?
Longest relationship?
Yeah, like 7 years. Every single month for 7 years.
So that's what I'm saying. So years ago, I bought one to support you. So I literally just like did like promo code. I was like, all right, I'll get thrown a few bucks, whatever. This is before GPS. This is before like all that stuff. So I love how it is now infiltrated into here just because your ads are truly, they're different. Manscaped, they're different.
Turtle Beach loves us. Manscaped loves me. Yeah. Oh, dude, I have so many Manscapes.
Did you ever send Johnny his?
Right out the box. It works, Tom.
Oh, what happened to your microphone? Oh, that was the vibration.
That was the vibration of the Manscaped, the lawnmower 5.0. Yeah, I sent Johnny his shit.
Okay.
When Tom and Johnny were here for 30 for 30, Johnny saw a bunch of my Manscaped stuff down in the basement here.
Can I have one?
Some of that? We packed Johnny a nice little Manscaped bag. Their little tote bag that you get when you get the package, the performance package.
I love how we're holding it like a boombox.
What's that movie where what's his name goes out there?
Oh, is
the box up?
That's not say anything, is it?
Yeah, with Cusack.
Yeah, Cusack. Just hold up
I'm the John Cusack of Manscaped.
Say anything?
The performance package 5.0 right now. It's linked in the description, guys. You get what's the discount today? Is it 20% off? Is it 20? Wait.
It is.
It's 20% off plus their 2 free gifts. Oh, and they're boxers. The boxers are honestly the best boxers you can get. Soft.
Yeah. It's a nice little nest.
You know. But if you've been watching my show, I've promoted everything Manscaped's ever made. And they're all great. There's these. They've got their beard trimmer. Just go check them out right now during the holidays. Use our code GPS Show. That's a different code. The beard hedger. I haven't used it for a while.
GPS how? Like, and how and did we get sponsors?
GPS how? How did we?
GPS how?
What?
GPS how?
20% off plus free shipping. Code GPS Show. Manscaped.com. If you think about us when you're trimming your pubes, that's the real win.
It helps you swim faster.
Yeah. Real win is the pubes.
I mean, just any excuse for you to say.
And me in your brain.
Yeah,
me in your brain. It's waterproof, LED light, all the good shit.
Honestly, so I could do it underwater. I can go in the pool and I can.
Yeah.
Okay.
100%. 100%. Pubes, beard, nose trimmers, the package. You want the package? You want to give somebody a gift? Get them the Performance 5.0 pack. Oh.
Nailed it. Crushed it.
Nailed it.
I mean, listen, I would have liked the Bears to beat the Lions. That would have been very nice. That would have been very.
Yeah, I don't know if they're mad for Bears fans.
Maybe empathetic, sympathetic.
I don't even know. I think it's just like yuck.
I mean, dude, it's just been it's gross.
Do Bears fans have our sympathy right now?
It's true. I mean, no, they don't have my sympathy just because, the Bears will suck in forever in perpetuity.
Yeah.
But...
And that's the 6th loss in a row for Chicago, right? And it all started with the Jaden Daniels Hail
Mary.
And then, 2 normal losses. And then a block kick by the Packers. And then they lose in overtime to the Vikings after getting the ball first, taking a horrible sack, and then this.
Hey, just like Alec Ingold last night, Caleb Williams is a Packers fan.
Yeah.
And that's not even me talking trash. That's just facts. Caleb Williams, there are old tweets. Go Pack, go. Come on, just like Mitch Trubisky. That's it.
And then Caleb was also complaining about that hit he took too.
He was getting beat up yesterday, man.
Yeah, but you know the one where he ran and he kind of slid awkwardly and the guy hit him. He's like, I didn't like the way he came at my knees. He didn't go at your knees.
He didn't go at your knees. Yeah.
Like, I don't know, man.
He was like falling down and he got hit.
Yeah. I don't want this to be like a narrative thing about Caleb Williams. Because he's got the talent. That is evident.
He does.
And he will game. He is a gamer. Probably does it with Turtle Beach. But we've seen it. We've seen it the last few weeks. Second half, 3 touchdowns. Despite the sacks, he's making these plays. But then you're like complaining about the way a guy hit you. You don't really understand the situation there. Like, there's going to be more growing pains with him is the thing. And it's
you need the support staff around him to make sure he develops.
You need to be coached how to just have that, I don't know, that ruthless sort of mentality. I don't know. I felt like they didn't seem mad enough about the way that game concluded either. I would be so pissed off. I would have been happier if Caleb Williams did a Cam Newton and just fucking walked off the podium. Like, I can't handle this shit right now. Like,
I think it's
we tried.
I think it's also the response from the fan base. Like, if you're a Bears fan at this point, there is just a mix of rage, apathy, and here we go again.
Yeah.
Right. And again, like, it's like you said, you see the flashes of talent. You see like what, he could be developed into. And again, I've been banging the entire time, just saying, I don't know if the Bears can develop a quarterback. Like, dude, like that offensive line, who was like supposed to be much better, it is terrible. They've allowed the most sacks in the NFL this season. For a rookie quarterback, that is going to be bad. Like, for anyone. And again, Caleb does hold on to the ball for a long time. He took a really bad sack this week. He took a bad one last week in overtime. Like, he does hold on to the ball. Again, he's a rookie quarterback. But yeah, I think just the lack of consistency there. And then when they're looking good and they're looking like things are going well, some catastrophic thing happens. I mean, like, we talk about that Hail Mary that kind of starts this entire thing. That was a blunder too, because you have your players who are taunting the crowd while the effing play is going on. You know what I mean? And like, if you have a functional locker room and a functional coaching staff, I'm sorry, like, that gets you off the team. I know he got sat, right? I think after that. But like, no, like, that doesn't even become a thing.
Yeah, it's when you gotta explain away your losses, it is the bad luck. And with pressure. So one reason Bo Nix is playing well is because the Broncos line has been phenomenal.
Yes.
Especially down like the last, month or 6 weeks. One of the most well-protected quarterback week in and week out has been Bo Nix. But he also has that skill of when a play breaks down, he can extend it, right? He can scramble, he can make a play with his legs. And when you're a rookie quarterback, that is your security blanket, right? Because you could probably look at Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels, Bo Nix, and evaluate their passing stats when they have pressure versus when they don't. And I guarantee it's going to be worse for all that. I guarantee none of them handle pressure as well as a guy who's been in the league for as long. But when you're young and athletic, you can bail yourself out with some of those plays. And we saw Caleb do that in the second half yesterday. But it's when you're trying to do those things, and it's one of the reasons it costs you a game or two. Yeah. It gets magnified. The sacks, that shit, you can live with that. That's a developmental process. Sure. Right? When you couple that with your leader being inept, then that's why the Bears are where they are right now, where they had a 57% chance to make the playoffs yesterday. If they won that game, still in the mix, now it's less than 1% in 1 week. I mean, but it's a culmination of shit.
Well, you look at all these really close games that they're getting into, right? And like, again, they're heartbreakers, they're 1-point game, 3-point games, etc. But that is the difference in the NFL, right? Like that's the difference between having a good coach. That's the difference between having a little extra time with your offensive line. That's you know what I mean? Like these are all these little things make huge differences. And especially in games, you're seeing how it plays out. So any like dysfunction or inadequacy of the Bears, that is going to be magnified, like you said. But when it all comes together, you're going to lose against a bunch of teams in the NFL and sometimes in heartbreaking fashion.
Yeah.
You know,
and I think to your point too, I think it was Darius Smith and Muhammad combined for like the most pressures generated of the season for them in this game.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, they're not. I forgot about that.
I forgot about that clip too. Jordan, I haven't had a chance to clip the Bennett thing. I work until like 2:00 in the morning. Appreciate you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
I feel bad for Bears.
I didn't mean to interrupt.
Not Bears fans, actual Bears in the wild. That's who I feel bad for.
Gotcha.
They're embarrassed.
They're being represented. Yeah. I mean, the representation is horrific.
Usually Bears divide themselves by race. You got polar bears, black bears, brown bears. They have come together in unity.
Panda
they
bears.
Put aside their differences.
Race.
Yeah, bears are very racist towards each other, Tom. Everybody knows that. But they have come together and said, we will not stand for this.
Hey, unity.
Okay? Yeah.
Like
they're like, this is embarrassing to us as an entire species. Okay? Let's get out of the mindset that we're different here and let's come together and say, Chicago, we do not want you to represent us anymore.
I agree with that. And I think the Vikings should be sent to some Norwegian country and should go away. They stole the Skull chant. They should suffer. They are a bad representation of Vikings.
Let's not get crazy.
They are a bad representation of Vikings. They've never won a Super Bowl. Oh, I'm sorry. Vikings conquered a ton. Some of it, not so great, but it's just been all bad for the Minnesota Vikings.
Even Panda Bears.
Get them both out. We get them both out.
No, okay.
We get them both out.
Why don't you guys beat the Vikings handily and, you know. Do you guys still play the Vikings?
We got to play the rest of our division opponents again.
Once each or?
Yep, once each.
That's not bad.
Yeah. So got 3 more primetime games back to back to back. So yeah, that's the Bears. That's a mess. Yeah, Eberflus should not be their head coach.
Yeah.
And Lions, again, dealing with injuries, but escaped with a win. They got a big game against the Packers next Thursday on Thursday Night Football. That's going to be a crazy game. Very much looking forward to that. The Packers, they're playing so well. But Lions, dude, they're 11-1. They're 11-1. They still have not clinched nothing, though, because that NFC North is a monster.
Yeah, because Philly just has 2 losses, right?
Yeah. So Lambeau was crazy last night. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Then there's the Cowboys-Giants game, which there was that overshown play, which was really nice. I was watching it, and I was like, and then that's about it. Micah Parsons had a really, really nice game, too.
And Rico Dowdle. Okay. 2 crazy things happened for the Cowboys, Tom. One, Rico Dowdle had 100 rushing yards, which it has been. Oh, I marked that. How long has it been since Dallas had a 100-yard rusher?
It's been a while.
Oh, man. Where is it? Hold on. Let me look.
That's true. You're not wrong. No, but they found a run game. Like they finally found a run game, and that's something that has been lacking.
Since week 3 of 2003, first 100-yard rusher. Also, Dallas, first 20-yard rush this season, Tom. The Cowboys hadn't had a rush go for over 20 yards until yesterday against the Giants.
Interesting. It's so funny, too, because like Josh Jacobs was getting shown along with Saquon Barkley and Derrick Henry last night because Josh Jacobs is having a really nice season. He's not, he's like about to hit 1,000 yards as of like, I think close to 10 rushing touchdowns. And he's just not in that conversation because Derrick Henry and Saquon Barkley are just monsters and having a fantastic season. And Josh Jacobs having like a really good one. Don't get me wrong. He's just not the same level. And then you compare to what you just said about the Cowboys. And it's like, got our first 20-yard run. Like that's like you look at some of the best teams in the NFL right now as they run the damn ball. Like the Lions, really successful running the ball. The Ravens, they're playing well, so they're running the ball when they decide to. Eagles, of course, they're running the damn ball. Packers running the, you know what I mean? Like that It's a tried and true method, but if you do not have that balance, it's going to be a problem. You look at some of the best Bears games of this season, they were running the ball well. Got to have that.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so worse.
I think it was the Bears was worse, Lucas.
Yeah.
The Bears was worse. That was week 1. At least the Broncos got their field goal attempt off. Yes, they wasted all this time for no reason, but the Bears was worse because they didn't even get the play off, really. I mean, Caleb threw. If Caleb throws a touchdown there, we're having a completely different conversation. We're like, they mismanaged that, but Caleb's a gamer. That's what we're saying today.
If he completes that, he was like, what, like inside the 5? I don't think it was a touchdown. That would have been even funnier. If he threw it and time expired,
that would have been
at like the 2.
But if he throws a touchdown, is what I said.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, right.
We'll
get him to know Pokemon.
Yeah. It was 2022, I believe. The Broncos had gone like 6 or 7 weeks without getting a 20-yard rush.
Mm-hmm.
It was like a thing we were tracking every week. So the Cowboys until week 13. That's crazy.
Yeah, no, that's pretty wild. So I mean, people are talking because the Cowboys, they don't have a tough schedule ahead of them, but I am curious, like from Cowboys fans, nobody, you don't want to tank, but are they going to win enough games because their schedule is not bad? Where 1, they either keep McCarthy, which would be, or 2, they're going to, play themselves out of a top 5 draft pick. And again, I understand, like, you never want to tank. I am curious, though, like, where Cowboys fans are there, because I get either side. Because even if they somehow get into the wild card, I don't know how many games they're going to win with Cooper Rush. And I think he's a capable quarterback. I just think that team is not going to be good enough to win against better teams.
Yeah, so look at this, right?
There you go, Gavin.
You're talking, this is just 10-plus yards. I don't know why they don't have 20-plus yards here, but you got Saquon with 29 10-plus yard carries, Jahmyr Gibbs, crazy. Derrick Henry, Josh Jacobs, Lamar Jackson. So the fact that the Ravens got 2 guys doing that shit's crazy. Then you got old Tony Pollard, former Cowboy, doing it. J.K. Dobbins. Outside of the Titans, all those teams are in the mix. Joe Mixon. When the Texans win, it's usually because they're running the ball well with Joe Mixon.
Mm-hmm.
The Cowboys, they don't even have many.
Scrolling on down.
Rico Dowdle. 13.
There's Tyrone Tracy.
Poor Rico. That's bad. The Broncos don't have a lot either. Javonte, just 11.
Yeah.
Poor Broncos.
Ain't going well.
That's a weakness for us.
Yeah. But, I mean, explosive plays,
it's
baby.
Bad for the Cowboys was my point.
Correct. Today, we got the Chiefs and Raiders.
Sure.
And you think it's going to be a little bit of a closer game?
I'm hoping. For football fans, did you see Antonio Pierce's clip?
I did not.
They're asking him about the game, and he's like,
Perna
it's the best team in the NFL versus the worst team. We've got to make a statement. Straight up, just call this team the worst team in the league.
Is that a man who just knows he's getting fired at the end of the year and is just like, F it. Why not?
Let's see here.
Why not?
It's like, honestly, respect, Antonio. This is why we loved you. Let's change the narrative. That's what he is saying.
Change the narrative by saying, you know what, guys? No.
Like, we suck a big turd. We are eating poop every week.
That's what I'm thankful, Blue.
Munching on shit sandwiches.
Doesn't taste good.
Let's change the narrative. Let's go have a burger, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Where's this? Let me go.
I want a contract extension. I agree.
Let's change the narrative, right? Let's go out there.
Can you hear that?
Watching, yeah. It's called spade to spade, right? The best team in football against the worst team in football. Let's change the narrative, right? Let's go out there and make it a dog fight. In football against the worst team in football. Hey, right? The best team in football against the worst team in football. Hey, right? The best team in football against the worst team in football. Hey, right? The best team in football against the worst team in football. Let's change the narrative, right? Let's go out there and make it a dog fight. Let's make it ugly. Let's make
Brandon,
it
if you don't make that into a clip after like the Broncos beat the Raiders in the future, I don't know what and just make it seem like it's talking about the Broncos being the best team in football, then I don't know what we're doing here.
Okay.
I don't know what we're doing out here anymore.
You're right.
That's true. Bad games is all the lag, of course. Of course. If you lose, blame host, blame lag.
See, and that clip for me is skills are responsible for good games. And oh, dude, lag. Oh, I was having some internet lagging issues the other night, and it crushed my game, Stefan. It destroyed it. As much joy as it brings me to hear the Raiders head coach calling his team the worst team in the league, the fact that the compliments going to the Chiefs in that same breath is, it's very conflicting. That's a double-edged sword.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Umpo.
Gabarice, Xavier.
Parli italiano? Parli italiano?
Ah, oui.
No.
Mangia. Cacafiac. Cacafiac.
What do you mean, Bo Nix?
Casa de Fregari. Marfangu. I believe those are 3 swearing phrases. Jess speaks Italian. Jess can speak it.
Affanaboli.
She's like, every time I do it, she's like, they would hate you in Italy.
Jess is just keeping it 100. That's it.
I can do it. I'm Italian. I can be offensive to my own people.
That's right, baby. That's right. Italians, we ride. We die together. Oh, yeah, power rankings.
Oh, God, yes.
And then we'll preview the games. Nick's the Fix. Oh, there's another Bo Nix song. There you go. I don't know if it's like I believe.
There is power. There it is.
Mm-hmm. Bo Nix is questionable with back injury? I didn't see any of that.
Yeah, we talked about it during the stream yesterday.
Oh, yes. No, it's because he was that throw that he threw across and he was like, my back. Okay. Yes. I didn't think it was like serious, though. I thought it was kind of just
arresting it. Dude, back injury is always serious. Okay. You tweak that shit, it takes a while for it to settle. Luckily, they get an extra day.
All right. So, no, I didn't get Gray Matter. I got a different book. It was on St. Jude. But no, I did not get that book. I just checked my P.O. box, too, the past couple weeks. So, Did you send it to the right place, Cheap? Apologies. Yeah, no, I did not get it. Not get it. Oh, boy. What do we got? Good. Hey, Packers 5. I take that. That looks better after.
Hey, you look at me. I was impressed by their win last week. I've been up and down with the Packers. I'll give them a little too much credit, and then I'll give them not enough credit.
It's fair. At least you're consistent in your inconsistency.
Sure.
All right, Broncos.
Also, the Dolphins. I was like, let me be ahead of the curve on the Dolphins, just in case.
Yeah.
No, they got worked. But they got worked
Dolphins at 5. I wasn't ready to put. I mentioned them and stuff, but I wasn't ready to put them in the top 10 yet, just because they weren't there. Okay, there's no real craziness going on here. All right, you got the Ravens up at 3. Yeah, the Bills were on a bye, so you're following your own rules. I'm proud of you. That's good.
I've been all season. So anybody tells you different, a fucking liar.
Okay. All right. Not too bad. Not too crazy now. 11.5 for the Buccaneers. Yeah. I like that. 11 of the Chargers. 12 Texans are there. Okay.
Yeah. I dropped the Steelers. I dropped the Steelers down to 10.
Yeah.
I'm a little concerned for their longevity, and a big part of it's their schedule down the stretch here.
Well, the Steelers, I mean, that's what we were talking about in the offseason, too. Like, it was just, that's a gauntlet that they got to go through. I think ultimately they'll be okay. We got to see how they play against, like, the Bengals. But, yeah, if they lose against the Bengals, then it's like, like, maybe there's some wiggle room there. Any Survivor Series surprises? I wouldn't be surprised if, like, there's a cash-in attempt, maybe. A cash-in attempt, or...
What's a Survivor Series?
Claim and Swerve. It's the PLE for Wrestling Tomorrow. WWE.
Oh.
It is.
Cool.
That's why you don't know. David.
Great.
Wait up, Betty! Woo! For the kitty. Well, the Bears had to be study after the Hail Mary. 6 straight losses, now being 1 Bears loss or 1 Packers win away from being doomed to last place in the division. We aren't even in December yet. Oh, yeah. They looked at the Dolphins in previous years and were like, you thought December football was bad? Let's get a big old head start on that.
Yeah.
And they're doing
at least the Bears will be in position to draft like a top flight lineman.
They should get another wide receiver. I think that'll help. I think that.
How easily we forget. John even says,
thank you to John Elway. Or John Elway.
Keenan's going back to the Chargers. He is a Charger next year. 100%. He's like,
Think so?
either Chicago or Chargers, LA. They'll need his help.
Appreciate you, David. Yeah, they definitely need help. Definitely.
Get a tackle. Get 2 tackles. Chicago, get all of them.
They do need an offensive lineman. A male Pig River.
Pig River?
There is only one river. There is only one sea.
Oh, God. Reeves. I got to use that. I got to use Pig River.
Not hibernating enough. It's true. It's true. Perna, you want to preview some games, my friend?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Oh, fuck. I forgot to make my picks.
Oh, no. You said this literally on Wednesday, too.
I know. God.
No, it's still Eberflus. It's still because Hackett, it was bad clock management. Don't get me wrong, but it's like you said, at least they got the field goal attempt off.
Yeah. And that was Hackett's first game as a head coach, too.
Yeah,
There's a little bit of like, okay, first time out there, prime time.
Yes.
God dang it, dude. Oh,
Yes.
oh,
It's gonna be a great game.
So stupid.
That's that 4 games or 3 games that you just didn't put up there. Okay.
Man, I blame it on the cold.
Okay. We can blame it on that.
Yeah, sorry, guys. Well, congrats. You're all kicking my ass in pick'ems.
Thank you, Dark Friend. I got this. Spin move. They'll never see it coming.
I'm still at 105.
Hey, not bad. Not too bad. Take that. All right.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Chiefs today.
Okay, you're going to take the Chiefs today. I mean, yeah, it's been a swift kick quite some time, just over and over and over and over again.
Like, what's the point of firing him today, though?
It's a good question. I mean, it just set the tone, but I mean, guys, how many games we have left, right? We got 5 games left. It's like, what's going to happen? Is there going to be a worse loss? I mean, I hope so.
Asking myself
I mean, I hope so. It would be pretty funny. I'm not going to lie, but yeah, it's just, it's not acceptable. You fired Shane Waldron, and again, like the offense has looked better. It's definitely looked better, but it's still, there are other issues with that team.
I get why they don't fire him.
So
nobody would be mad if they did, but it's, you know, we do get happy with like wanting to fire guys.
That instant gratification of like, we need a response here.
We forget those are people and families and all that shit. So
yeah. Cheap Detroit. I still haven't gotten that. No, I checked the P.O. box past 2 weeks and I have not gotten that. I got a different book about a St. Jude, but that's the only book that I have received.
No.
Appreciate you. Again, make sure.
Thank you for the 5 on the vid. Cheap Detroit Lions meme. Did you do that during the stream yesterday? That might have happened during the stream. Anyway, we got Falcons, Chargers.
This is a tough game to pick. I picked the Chargers. You know, J.K. Dobbins is banged up right now. Falcons were on a bye, but again, I'm just so low on the Falcons right now, and I might be too harsh on the Falcons. I can 100% recognize that, but I just don't. I don't believe in them.
This is prove it week for Atlanta.
Yeah,
I got the Chargers. They do got to figure out their run game without Dobbins, but
there's another close game. That's fraud. That's freaking close.
I'm going Bengals.
All right,
I'm going Cincy. And I said it in power rankings. I just don't trust Russ. Why would I have trust issues with Russell Wilson, Tom? Why? Why would I?
Should love Russell Wilson.
I'm rooting for him. I just do not trust him. He's like a friend who keeps stealing from you, but he's your friend. You can't trust him. Not a good friend. Man, when you guys get drunk together and it works out, it is a fun time.
Okay, so he's just like one of those every year or so, you just get together and get drunk, and then you're like, why is all the money on my wallet gone? But what a great time.
He got me again. I thought he changed. He keeps telling you he's changed. Okay. No, he hasn't.
It's true, guys. It's true. I did pick the Steelers to win.
Now, it will be beneficial to the Broncos if the Steelers do win. If the Bengals lose after the Dolphins lost and we get a Colts loss, Broncos are going to be all right.
I think it's the Bengals, the way I'm looking at it is the same way I was looking at that Chargers game, that the Steelers defense is going, like Joe Burrow has been playing really well, but if they do enough, I think the Steelers offense can score on that Bengals defense and vice versa. So I think like I said, I think that the Bengals are gonna have a tougher time moving the ball against Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
So
That's fair. God's butt monkey.
Perna massacring Italian is revenge for Jet accidentally calling Tom her husband. That was still funny. That got brought up. When did that get? We brought that up on GPS a couple weeks ago.
I feel like it's been a while since that.
No, I know. I feel like we brought it up. Yeah, because it was after 30 and 30.
Yeah.
Like that was that Instagram post.
And her husband, Tom Grossi.
Yeah, that was. But it was also a picture of you.
Oh, that's right.
Yes, it was. This could be a close game too. Cardinals and Vikings. Cardinals coming off a not so great loss against the Seahawks.
Down on the Cards.
Their offense could not do anything. Vikings, listen, not pretty, but they're keeping it close. I think they're going to get to 10 wins, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Not happy about it, but
you know what? I'm going to go with the Cards.
Sure. Ooh, okay. Listen, I would love the Cardinals to win. Hey, Brandon, if the Cardinals win, you know.
The Packers are in second place?
No, it's a replay of this.
No! Make him come. No! They're Minnesota Vikings crying on the field.
I think I want to make that.
I got to pick the Cardinals. 100%.
Oh, if that happens, Monday, that clip is getting played 100 times. Yeah. I'm just letting you know, Vikings fans.
And Sam Darnold better freaking cry. He better cry if they lose.
Just a single tear just coming down.
No Sean Moreno style.
That's it. 50-year-old rookie QB throws back out.
Fair, Adam.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. I think he's one of the best coaches of all time. I did pick the Colts. I think this could wind up being a closer game, but it depends on what Anthony Richardson we see. And if their receivers can actually catch the ball, and if Jonathan Taylor can actually establish the run. Any of those things. It's just I think the inconsistency of the Colts is a little maddening, so it's tough to pick those.
Yeah, Drake May actually plays behind the worst line, so that's going to continue to be a problem. What up, Faster Tan? Seahawks. Woo!
I don't know if it's a controversy. I think it's. Hold on, Perna, real quick. I don't think it's a controversy. Like Justin Fields versus Russell Wilson. I feel like it's.
No.
You're kind of getting similar players, but I think just the experience of Russ and like kind of just the deep ball is a little bit better. But
yeah.
I
don't know. It's you're basically trying to pick between two weaknesses between your quarterbacks. And the one thing Russ does that Justin does that Russ can't is run. I don't know. I don't know if there is much of an edge with Russ. If there is, it's slight.
Yeah. I picked the Seahawks too. I have no faith in them. Like the only reason I picked them is because I have less faith in the Jets. The Seahawks, they got a big win last week against the Cardinals. I'm not writing them off for that. Their defense looked really good, so that's why I'm giving them an edge here. I just need them to establish the freaking run, man. Their offensive line is still not good, but I do have them winning against the Jets. I think they're a different team when they're not playing in Seattle, but then again, they lost to the Giants in Seattle. So maybe that life.
I'm banking on the Seahawks defense.
It's fair, crew.
They're firing. Mike McDonald's got them playing well. Devin Witherspoon's been awesome. Their defensive line is healthy and dominant. And I honestly think Geno Smith plays a little bit better than Aaron Rodgers right now.
We'll see. This game I think is going to be closer than that. I think that's
Tennessee. Give me Tennessee.
You're going Tennessee. Yeah, Commanders are kind of it's not going very well for the Commanders right now. I think the Titans, Will Levis, we saw some flashes, obviously a big win over the Texans last week. I picked the Commanders to win, but I feel weary, very, very weary about it. I don't know. If that defense able to get after them, then it could be problematic. And Commanders defense is kind of starting to show face a little bit.
Give me Will Levis to outshine Jaden Daniels. It's going to happen.
And Juan Alexander. There you go.
Dude, if Levis can win while taking 8 sacks, what's Caleb's excuse? Also, what happens if he's only taking 5 sacks? How good is this man if he takes just 3 sacks?
Yeah.
I'm giving Russell Wilson shit for taking 4 sacks. Levis got the most room to improve his game.
Yeah. This one, Trevor, when I recorded this, he was practicing.
Yeah. I don't care. I don't care who's playing quarterback. I'm taking the
Eyes
Texans.
return, not ruling out surgery a day ago. So Trevor Lawrence expected to return, it says on Yahoo. So
The Jags could be starting prime Tom Brady right now, and I'm going with the Texans.
the Texans have won in Jacksonville. I think they haven't lost since 2017.
Yeah.
I think it was. Yeah, since 2017, they haven't lost in Jacksonville. So I did pick the Texans to win.
If anything, like the rest of this season is like a showcase of how much better Trevor Lawrence is at quarterback than Mac Jones.
Not wrong.
Right? Like it's like, okay, Trevor is. I don't know if he's ever going to have the right team around him, but the Jags dropped off significantly after he went down.
Yeah. Yeah. Again, I think this could be a closer game, but especially with Trevor. This is a tough one too, man. I picked the Rams.
Yeah.
Saints, are they like for real? For real?
No, they're not.
Okay. All right. I mean, the Rams, they aren't, the greatest either, but I did pick the Rams to be able to beat the Saints. Saints are on a nice little streak right now.
Yeah, I think their Rizzy streak ends with Sean McVay.
Yeah. Again, few close games. These are ones that are tough to call. Buccaneers, I got them winning. Panthers are playing better, but I think the Buccaneers, they're trying to make the postseason here. Divisional game being played in Carolina, so I wouldn't be surprised if it's a little bit closer than some people anticipate. But I got Tampa. Yeah,
the Bucs are figuring it out. They're getting healthier. They got the recipe. Feed Bucky Irving. They got Evans back. They're better.
This is the game. The Eagles versus the Ravens. Oh, baby. Who are you going with, Perna?
Damn.
See, I don't know, but Ginger, I don't know. I mean, we just criticized Caleb Williams, who is part of that too. I don't think it's a lack of football IQ. I think a rookie quarterback, but we also literally started the show by saying he is shouldering some of the blame as well.
Yeah,
also for some of the sacks as well, because you have to have the awareness there to call a timeout. The coach there should be the backup to that. Yeah. And that's why they're both getting criticized today.
We said it was half and half. And in that situation, the coach he's the dad. The coach he's the dad with the rookie quarterback. Now, if Caleb's been in the league 10 years and he's doing that shit, then you could put it almost all on Caleb. But he hasn't been. He's a rookie. It's more on Eberflus. But they both fucked it up. Be clear. I'm going Eagles.
I actually picked the Ravens.
That's fair.
The only reason I did is because looking at their run defenses, Baltimore, they have the second best run defense in the league. Eagles, they got the 6th. So I think also the quality of the opponents that the Eagles been beating up on a little bit these past few games may have inflated some things.
Sure.
So, and I'll be very clear, I think the Eagles are a very, very good football team. And I think this is going to be an excellent game. And I think either team could win. But being played in Baltimore, I'm going to give the edge to the Ravens. I think their defense a little bit better. So in terms of stopping the run, because if you take Saquon out of that and force it to be Jalen Hurts, I think results could start to vary a little bit. So
yeah, you're saying Lamar Jackson's better than Jalen Hurts, and that is fair and true.
I think it's true.
But I think the Eagles defense just overall is a lot better than the Ravens defense right now.
I completely agree.
And we'll see. I think early on in that Chargers game, when the Chargers were up 10-0, it's because they were running the ball well. And I think it's going to be a much bigger chore for the Ravens to try and stop the Eagles' run game than it was the Chargers. So,
listen, I've been singing the Eagles' praises for a while now. Okay, so I can pick against them. That's just where I'm looking at.
It's going to be a good game.
It's going to be a great game. So I'm
super clinch a playoff spot with a win.
Yes, they do. They would clinch the division.
Playing? I don't think he is.
The Chiefs, if they win today, they clinch a playoff spot. The Bills, they already wrap up the AFC East with a win because the Dolphins lost last night. So nuts. But yeah, I think the 49ers just beat to hell, regardless of who's playing. I think the Bills should be winning that game in Buffalo.
Yeah.
I think will.
Niners got too many injuries. They're fucked.
Yep. I got the Broncos. You better not let me down. Come on.
Your sad little elf's coming back to haunt you, Cleveland. Now, I saw Benjamin Albright tweet this. Bo Nix has had a lot more success throwing against zone defense versus man. Browns, he said, deploy man defense third most in the league. So, interesting matchup to watch in the passing game for the Broncos. I think Denver's got to run the ball to counter Myles Garrett. We've seen the Broncos offensive line be great, but even in that Raiders game, they struggled a lot with Maxx Crosby. So I'm a little worried about Garrett in this one. Jameis going to make some mistakes. He's not going to be as clean as he was in the snow. He does not have the fuel of the snow to bring out his inner joy and propel him to a victory. So, come on, Denver. Come on, Denver. Now, I mean, depending on this Bo Nix injury, I don't know where he's going to be at.
Yeah,
we'll see as more news comes out. That could change. You know, we can talk about this Monday too, but we'll see. I'm taking the Broncos right now, though.
Yeah, and it's being played in Denver too. I think their defense has just been really good. So I think that they could win I don't know if it's going to be a very high scoring game, to be honest.
No, it feels like a 19-17, a 22-21 type game. Yeah. I don't know.
And Perna, you did curse the Broncos.
Yeah, I will pick against the curse wheel this week because fuck that little bitch.
Okay. Well, be careful. That's going to get clipped if not. Perna, what do you got coming out today, brother?
We have an Andrew Luck video ready to go.
Ooh.
About how Luck was basically the most unique quarterback in NFL history. But I don't know if I want to do something about that Bears game or not.
That's fair. I mean, the Luck video, I feel like, can come out tomorrow.
What's that?
I feel like the Luck video can come out tomorrow, like tomorrow
The
morning.
Luck video can come out at any time. So we'll see. It's either Luck or a Bears thing. But the Luck video is great. So once it goes up, please freaking watch it.
All right. That's fair. I'm going to try to get a skit done before this 3:00 game. I don't know if I'm going to be able to. And then I'll be streaming the Raiders-Chiefs game, which is going to be meh. But either way, it'll be pretty good. Pretty good. Oh, wait, you also cursed the Vikings. You said they were 6, but the number on the screen was 7.
Well, we'll see.
We'll see. Oh, wait, Rodrigo is out? He's out for the season? Hold on.
Who's out?
Rodrigo from the Lions.
Oh, damn.
Because they signed Rodrigo tore his ACL. Oh damn, man. So they signed Quan Alexander from your practice squad.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Damn,
okay.
dude. Lions can't catch a break, man.
So they got Hutchinson out. Anzalone's out. Kaminsky out. Rakestraw out. Barnes. Davenport. Oh, another former Bronco, Kyle Pecco. Okay. So Quan's a nice pickup. He played well in a couple games for Denver. He had I think it was the Saints game. He played a pretty solid game. So that's not a bad pickup, I think, for the Lions. But yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, that definitely sucks. I mean, dude, their defense is just being destroyed.
Yeah. Fudge.
Yikes. All right. We'll see, folks. I'll see you later. Again, I'm going to try to throw out a skit. And then also, we're going to be streaming the game later on this afternoon. But folks, I appreciate the hell out of you. I hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving. Thanks for tuning in. We'll be back on Monday with another GPS. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Tom Grossi. That's Brandon Perna. GPS, you have been navigated.
And you've reached your destination.
Where are they today, Brandon?